I don't know if I'm an expert, but I've been doing it for a number of years. I'm actually the district chairman now for Youth Exchange for District 6440. For about 6 years before that, I was the inbound coordinator. And so I have a lot of experience on both sides, inbound and outbound. And historically, both your clubs, the Sunrise and the Noon Club, have been participants in Rotary Youth Exchange. I think the last time I have a list of all your students that came in and also that you sent out. And the last student going out was Elaine Haas, going out from the Sunrise Club. You remember Elaine, she was a great kid. And unfortunately, the last one going out from your club was Madeline Fike. And I remember Madeline very well. As far as inbounds, Lee Bickerton and Jacob, who live with Larry, the last inbounds from the Sunrise Club and from the Noon Club, Aya, who I remember, your last inbound from your club. So you've got a long history. I think what I'd like to just talk about was a couple things. I think you know what the program is. Generally, there are about 8,000 exchanges a year throughout Rotary, both inbound and outbound. And most of the districts throughout Rotary participate. This program's been going on since basically 1954. We in 6440 are part of a multi-district exchange program, which means we are combined with 16 other districts that go from Ontario all the way out through South Dakota, include Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. And so it's quite an encompassing program. In Central States, we exchange about 600 kids a year. And that gives us an advantage in terms of selecting who we deal with, the number of students, and the number of countries that we participate in. Basically, what I'd like to do is kind of open up to the floor for general questions. You've done this before. Things have changed a little bit since you've done it in the past. For the last couple of years, Rotary requires that every district be certified by Rotary International in order to participate in Youth Exchange. That involves a certain amount of paperwork, and our district, of course, is certified as all the districts in Central States. The districts that are not certified are not allowed to participate in Youth Exchange. That means they haven't completed the paperwork, primarily regarding abuse of children, and having their policies in place and having them approved by Rotary International. And we've lost a few districts in Africa this year that we won't be exchanging with. The other thing that we don't exchange with any countries we don't send students to any countries that are on the current State Department watch list. And also, in the opinion of the people that handle the exchanges, who are called at Central States, are called correspondents, so they deal with specific countries. If it's their feeling that the student would not have a successful exchange in a country, then they don't send them. An example this year would be we're sending no one to Venezuela. Apparently he's uncomfortable with Hugo Chavez, as most people are. But we are hosting a couple of students from Venezuela this year, and for the first time we're having inbound from Honduras. So it's a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful program to expose anybody that doesn't have to be a Rotarian, 15 and a half till 18 and a half, to go to another country for a year, live with, we recommend 2 to 3 families, and have the time of their life. Most of the kids, when we receive them back sometime in July in Central States, we have a conference in Grand Rapids where there are about a total of 1,400 people, which would include all of the inbounds, all the outbounds, and all the what we call rebounds who come back. And when they come back, they go across the stage and say something about their year abroad. Invariably, the auditorium is on fire because these kids are on fire. If you can imagine 800 kids that are on fire, it's quite exciting. And invariably, they say this has been the most significant year of their lives. And when you talk to kids that have done this in previous years, going back 20 years, they will tell you the same thing. It's an experience where they learn a new culture, learn language, grow up. They're on their own for a year. Rotary supports them where they are, but nonetheless, it's quite an experience. On the other side, the kids who come in, the ones that I'm more familiar with, when they come to the United States, they face their own challenges. As you know, high school in the United States is not the easiest thing to get involved in. And so we provide training at the district level 2 or 3 times a year. We have welcoming parties and try to integrate them not only in the district, but give the clubs tips on how to get the various students involved in the schools. I was going to ask Larry if you want to come up, and probably the most important thing for you to consider as a club, if you want to go ahead with this, and I suggest you do, is that you need to find host families. And this is not necessarily the easiest thing, but it can be done quite easily once you get going. Larry was a host family for the last student in Libertyville, Sunrise Club, a boy from Denmark who was quite talented. The thing that you need to keep in mind that to be a host family, you do not have to be a Rotarian. So you need to expand your horizons. And the best way to do something like this is to form a committee within the club and have someone that's in charge, or the youth exchange officer, but have him also enlist other members of the club to help him find families, take care of the student. And probably the most important thing in finding family is to set a network within the schools, the churches, because these are the people that really will help you find the families. If you look around your club, more than likely you don't have enough people to find families within your club. It's not always easy. But I have several. We have 24, 25 clubs in the district this year that have inbound students.